Thank you. Your Excellency, Mr. Vumba, Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Finance and our brilliant chair for the Bureau of the Committee of Experts. Excellencies, distinguished delegates, as we conclude this meeting of the Committee of Experts of the 56th session of the African Conference of Ministers, we had very vibrant and dynamic 3 days of discussion, and I can confirm that really this session has been a success. It has gone beyond just exchanging ideas into developing actionable proposals. And we do hope that this provides a strong ground and informative material for the ministers, along with pivotal proposals on prioritizing global, regional, and national agendas. Throughout these deliberations, we have seen several perspectives emerging and showing really the diversities of voices and views that enrich our continent. Together, we have also explored a spectrum of instruments and mechanisms aiming at financing the transition to inclusive green economies in Africa. We have really looked into dissecting imperatives, weighing opportunities, and crafting policy options that resonate with our collective aspirations for meeting the two agendas, Agenda 2030 and Agenda 2063, the Africa we want. I would like to just briefly review some of the main points of our deliberation, and I will try to be really as brief as possible. We've already talked about how the global growth is anticipated to decelerate while Africa's growth is expected to increase this year and next one. And we've already talked about this rising debt burden on the continent and rising vulnerabilities. We have talked also about how climate change have been exacerbating the situation and shrinking fiscal space, and how it leads to a vicious circle with lack of these investments leading to actually more cost of adjusting to climate, leading to higher financing. And we have also talked about opportunities and immense opportunities to take advantage of global shifts, including the transition towards renewable and the growing use of critical minerals in green industries. As we reflect on the profound challenges facing Africa today, I think we have really, our resounding message from this meeting has been that time for action is now. And we need to take concrete steps toward a paradigm shift in our development strategies to be more forward-looking. This means directing our efforts to more targeted interventions to advance our continent's social and economic development. In summary, this will hinge on 3 elements. First, addressing the issue of finance and investment. And here we need to attract more affordable and concessional finance to the continent through the reform of the global financial architecture. That will include, of course, the issues we talked about in terms of de-risking projects and attracting private sector investment. In our effort to attract these investments and create much needed fiscal space, we need to reduce the debt burden on African countries to enable them to actually allocate more resources to critical sectors ranging from healthcare, education, as well as climate action. It's imperative here to amplify the African voice and representation and utilize the opportunity with the African Union G20 seat to really move from being rule takers to rule makers and engage in that process to advance that agenda. And another very important element is the need to bolster international cooperation on taxation to curb illicit financial flows. And I cannot overstate the necessity of reforming the global debt resolution mechanism to have one that works better, to including standstill upon application, expanding to middle income countries, and establishing a functioning comparability of treatment formula. Second, at a regional level, we must transform potential and ideas into tangible actions through concrete projects that leverage on our advantages. We must shift also to our efforts to foster more of the implementation of the Continental Free Trade Agreement. And we need to continue to foster the creation of regional value chains in critical sectors like minerals and electrical vehicles, food energy systems, and technology. This really will be key, and also to leverage emerging regional initiatives like the Great Blue Wall in order to have coordinated and large-scale response to environmental challenges while generating benefits for local communities. Our discussions at the regional level also highlighted the need for innovative financing instruments. And ECA remains committed to supporting countries in this regard. We will work on supporting countries to also develop regional carbon markets, strengthen carbon market integrity, and enhance and increase the carbon price to a fair one. We will also, last but not least, we need to also work on at a national level to ensure that we have the required enabling environment and adequate policy and regulatory frameworks. Policymakers hold the key here to creating that environment, which also will include optimizing both public revenue and spending, streamlining regulatory obstacles, and enhancing policy and regulatory certainty. As we strive to attract investments and create much needed fiscal space, it's really crucial to prioritize curbing illicit financial flows, as we have been talking about this. And this also will require to avail more fiscal space. Part of what is needed and part of what we have discussed is the need for more expenditure efficiency. We need to make sure that we are getting the highest return for each dollar or each amount that we are spending. Moreover, we need to deepen domestic resource mobilization through doubling efforts to broaden our tax base, ensuring more progressive tax system, and increasing utilization of digitalization and e-tax filing, and considering the efficiency of the tax exemptions that we currently have. It's really about assessing what is the optimal taxation and where we do have leakages or inefficiencies. Finally, it's crucial that our efforts trickle down to all levels to foster ownership. And we need to leverage our most important asset, as we have discussed, which is human capital, to really harness this huge potential of our youth and the fact that the continent is the youngest region and only getting younger. This will involve empowering and equipping our youth with crucial skills and education to shape our shared future, and the need to also focus on issues of innovation. With that said, we are counting on you, honorable delegates, to brief your ministers so that they can discuss and advance our agendas in the next ministerial segment. Before I conclude, I would like to encourage all participants to visit exhibitions outside, including ECA knowledge exhibition. You can engage with our dedicated individuals who serve our member states, discussing success stories, challenges, and areas for partnerships. Finally, last but not least, I would like to reiterate my deep gratitude and thanks to the government of Zimbabwe for graciously hosting us, and to all the esteemed delegates for their active participation in this crucial discussion. It has been really wonderful to enjoy all these very insightful and engaging discussions and enjoy wonderful hospitality by our hosts. Distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, let us persist in our collective efforts to achieve tangible actions with what we have and continue to advocate for more in pursuit of development in our beloved Africa. I thank you for your kind attention.